I'm going to crack this thing open.
You know how like advent calendars for kids, those chocolates?
Yeah. Yeah, we got one.
I'm like that with pumpkin pie.
No, it's my first Marvel movie. Everyone's like, oh my God, you got to see a Marvel movie in theaters. So I'm like, okay, I'll go see Spider-Man.
Maybe they should have been in there because I have some opinions on why Georgia is in the playoffs. They should not be in the playoffs.
Oh my God.
Why should
Not
they?
you.
They just lost.
Welcome to the Beer and Sports Podcast. I am the better Josh Wingate 302. And I got to get used to this. it's mirrored, so I have to do this better. What's that look for? Josh Kimmel OUS. So when I'm doing this is my left hand, and it's not facing to my right. So I have to get used to that.
Why does it do that?
I can switch it around, though.
No,
to where it's actually, and I could go like this.
No, don't switch it. I like it like this. You like how I'm wearing sleeves today? I've been going sleeveless a lot, but
I've noticed that
Dave's not here, so I can't go sleeveless.
You did that on your OUS podcast as well. I noticed that. And Dave wore the same shirt back to back. We'll call him out on that.
I did. I'm like, hey, didn't you wear that shirt a couple of days ago? I'm like, dude, don't worry. This shirt will be worn until Friday. That's just how guys are. Right. We just wear the same damn shirt every day. Like, I don't want to do laundry all the time.
Like, when I come home from work, I just put something on like this for a week straight. Sweatpants and a T-shirt, and let's go.
The same kind of sweatpants, the same shirt. We're good to go for a week. I'll change it.
And then it's like that, like, I forget what TV show it was, but they talked about you have two different spots. You have right before the clothes hamper and the clothes hamper. It's not really dirty if it's not in the clothes hamper. It's ready for you to put it on whenever. Yep. And that's my side of the bed. So I'll just put my clothes on the side of the bed and my wife gets pissed.
Yeah. Yeah. I usually have a good spot where like my computer chair is like kind of next to our bed. So I just throw it on the top of the computer chair. Like, those are my basketball shorts for tomorrow. It's my Under Armour shirt again for tomorrow. Yeah. Didn't you wear it yesterday? Yeah.
I didn't do anything. I didn't get dirty. Laid around the house all day.
Yeah. Intense Crash Bandicoot and other video games. That's what
I might have been sweating, but still, that's not the point.
I sunk my first hole-in-one in PGA 2K.
Really? That's impressive. Yeah. Good job.
It was on a par 4. So I got the video. I didn't get the video. I got my phone real quick, and I recorded the video, the replay of it. It was awesome. It was like
you could have just. You have a PlayStation, right?
Yeah.
You could have just hit the share button, and it would have put up a video, right?
I was too in the zone. I was in it. I was like, I gotta just show all my friends now. All my friends that play with me.
Definitely. So we are the Beer and Sports Podcast, brought to you by the Say It Again Network at Mugs and Balls, all platform. I feel like I'm going a little slow here. Do I sound good?
No, you're good. You're good to go.
All right. Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, on Mugs and Balls and all those. And what are you drinking on tonight?
Drinking this really, really, really old beer. It's been there since last year. Spencer Monk's Reservation Ale. Now, I want to say something about this entire. I remember I opened up there's 3, and this one I didn't want to taste because I don't like beers like this. I just don't.
Like what?
Like, it's malty. It's just. I'll be honest with you. I didn't feel like going to the store today. I didn't feel like doing shit. And I'm like, all right, I got this beer. This is a backup beer, but it looks nice. This is the kind of. And I brought out this glass because we're doing the AFC East today, and Fins Up, baby. Although it's not the Fins, it's just their logo, kind of. But anyway, it's malty. It's dark. This is a beer you would like if you think you like craft beer. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like,
it definitely does.
Like, I'm drinking the fancy beer. But no, this is just manufactured beer. It's malty as fuck. I give it a 2, but I'm still going to drink it because I'm trying to get lit.
Damn right. So I went to the store and forgot my beer because right across the street from my job is a said liquor store. and I normally go get a beer there all the time. I grabbed the beer. It was going to be special for you, and forgot it at work. So today I went and grabbed a.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Let's go.
I'm a big fan of Hefeweizen, so
Yeah, let's crack that open. See, the thing is with beer, you're dedicated.
yeah,
I'm shedding pounds. I don't buy as much beer anymore,
yeah.
but I still drink a shitload of beer. One of my favorite breweries just moved locations, and they just had a for the first time ever. Oh, that's a lot ahead.
Yeah,
They had a membership. Yeah, they had a membership for the first time ever. This brewery, and I didn't go. It was $400.
Yeah. Wow.
I'm very upset I didn't go. I would have gladly paid that.
What brewery was this?
Angry Chair. They moved. They had, but people
That
lined
is
up
one of your
at 2.
favorite.
Yeah, they lined up like at 2 a.m. They opened at noon. Like I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that anymore.
If you want to hear about that, we have a podcast about that prior. We're too old for that. We got too much stuff to do. We got time to do all that.
But there was a lot of good bottles in that package, so I'm upset I missed out. I'll just say that. But hey, whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Whatever. So, what do you want to talk about first? We can either talk. So today we are talking AFC East, and we are also. What did I said AFC East right correctly?
Yeah, you did, and I totally forgot to watch the thing you told me to watch. I'm not gonna lie, 1,000% did not watch that. So I know you're gonna be mad at me.
Yeah, that's fine. We'll talk about it another time. Did you record it?
No. You know what I was doing Friday night? Friday night I was really hanging out with the kids, and I just totally forgot. I honestly forgot because and then around 11 o'clock I'm like, fuck. I was supposed to watch this thing or record it, and I never did, man. I was
you would have wanted to record it because it was rain delayed for and then they went into this whole TV show, but it's Banana Ball about the what are they called? It's not Charleston, but it's something similar in the North Carolina area, the Bananas. And I found something out about that. I always thought it was like regular baseball, but they were just having fun with it, doing different moves and dance moves and just having fun total. And it's not how it's played. So the home team gets an opportunity to always outscore each team at the end of an inning. So say in the first inning, the first team didn't score. The visiting team didn't score. So the first score that happens in that inning is when I'm assuming the 3 outs is when that team gets a point. Say the first team's got a run in the second inning. If that second team didn't get, I'm assuming, a run or 2 runs, then the point will go to the visiting team. And it's whoever gets to 4 points first. So you're not waiting for 9 innings the entire game. It could go in 4 innings and the game's over.
Could go in 1 inning. Yeah, that sounds pretty good. I like that.
Well, you get 1 point per inning.
Oh, okay.
And it can either go to the visiting team.
Gotcha.
But
it's like match playing golf.
Yeah.
It's like match playing golf. Good. But I do want to talk about our all-22 PFF teams that we've been doing.
Yes. Let me pull this up real quick.
Do you have my team too? Because I really don't want to look at my phone, but I will if I have to. I have no clue. While you pull that up, I'm going to tell people. It's so the all-22 PFF Fantasy League, you draft a full 53-man roster, every position.
And it's the Savannah Bananas. I see that because one of the team's names in this is Savannah Banana. So
I'm just Josh K.
Yeah, I know.
I don't get creative with names, people. I'm Josh. Come at me. In all my fantasy leagues, you know who I am. So you don't have to go, Tom Brady's going to retire team? Whatever clever team you can think of. No, my name is Josh. If you need me, if you want to trade, hit me up. You find me that way. It's so much easier than these stupid clever names.
Like what?
I don't know who the fuck you are when I'm looking at this. I want to go look at your team. I got to look through fucking 11 other teams just to figure out who you are. I hate that shit. Just put your fucking name, Team Josh. Team Josh Kimmel. Guess what? Straight to the point.
If I put Team Josh, you'd be like, shit, is that my team or is that his team?
I'm Josh K.
But I am the Delaware Blue Claws. with a nice, pretty logo and everything. Or blue crab. Sorry, blue crab, not blue claws.
I think I've put the least amount of effort into this draft. By far.
Really, I'm really enjoying it. And you probably already know that because I'm the one, like, as soon as you go on the clock, like, you're up. Come on.
Yep.
Pick.
You're like, Josh on the clock. I'm like, Jesus Christ, man. I just picked. But looks like we have kind of the same strategy when we did you have it pulled up? Do you want to share the screen?
Yeah, I can share the screen real quick.
Yeah, I want to see your team because honestly, I'm not gonna lie. I have not looked at anyone's team because it's not. I love the idea of it. The format needs to change. It's so hard to look at your team in specific. Like on your mobile device, I can't look at my team. It's super hard.
You can, but I do agree. Like it needs to change.
Yes, it needs to be an easier thing.
It needs to automatically update into your roster once you draft them.
Yes.
But as you can see, this is who is available over here. I don't know.
The draft is live. The draft is live. Look at
it is live. You are up in 3 picks or 2 picks.
And let me tell you something. This is nothing against PFF All-22. Who's running the league? Who is in charge of the timer? Because it's like noon on the East Coast, and I'm like, I've been trying to pick Fred Warner since 3 a.m. I woke up at 3, and I'm like, all right, I'm going to pick Fred Warner. I couldn't pick until noon.
It's a West Coast guy. So that is why Tyler Lawrence is running the league.
No, he's a good guy. But thing is, he is. But if it's not his fault. If the timer is paused, you should be able to pick.
I agree with that. It shouldn't affect someone if they're on the clock and they pick or they don't pick. But if you want to keep going as the clock doesn't move, you can still do that.
It'd be nice. But, man, this league, I just see – so we're on my team, it looks like. Or maybe not.
Yeah, we are. With the first pick, you took Trent Williams.
Yeah, because I didn't know. I wanted offensive line. Now, I know he was old as dirt, but I just remember that block he did where he pulled. I remember everyone knows what I'm talking about. I'm like, all right, that's my dude. That's my fucking dude.
He's the best left tackle in football. Yes. Like, I get it. Then you went with Nick Bosa. My only thing is I wouldn't have went Trent Williams just because of his age with my first overall pick because that's supposed to be the future of your team. Your franchise player.
I'm playing to win.
Yeah, I get that, but who's your quarterback?
I don't have a quarterback yet. You know why? Because there's only 12 teams in this league, and there's only going to be 24 quarterbacks taken. Look at all the quarterbacks available. Come on, man. It was so I'm not going to say it's dumb because I'm sure they get scored on a higher level. But to waste your first 3 round picks on a quarterback I agree. It doesn't make sense because look at all these guys left. You got Stafford, Lamar. I mean, I can't really see the screen on mine, but Jalen Hurts. Like, you have good guys out there. That's why I went. I honestly have all my offensive line done because I don't know. I don't know any of these guys. I know them, but I don't like. I can't tell you. I can't name 6 cards, so I can name the guys I drafted. So that's what I did. I went with guys that I didn't know. And I'm smart enough I can figure out the offensive players later, like the receivers and the running backs and the quarterbacks. I just want to get guys I didn't know. Not didn't know, but positions I didn't know.
So, Trent Williams, let's just talk about your offensive line first. Awesome. You went left tackle, I'm assuming, would be Trent Williams. Your guard, Michael Onwenu. I'm assuming that's how it's pronounced.
It's my dude.
And then you went and grabbed my guy that I was going to take there shortly, Frank Ragnow as your center.
It's my dude.
And then you got Wyatt Teller.
My guy.
Is that your dude? Okay.
My guy.
And then you got Donovan Smith.
That's my guy.
Yeah. So, yeah, very good offensive line.
The best offensive line in the league, I would say. I would honestly say that because I'm the only guy who has all 5.
Some would say that, but at the same time, people are looking at mine like, damn.
No one's looking at yours and saying, damn. Nobody.
People are looking at mine and like, damn.
They're like, damn, Kimmel's like, we had people say, Kimmel, stop taking offensive linemen, bro. I thought it didn't matter. And I'm like, I don't know who these guys are, but they have high grades.
And then let's see, your defensive line right now. You're building the trenches. Like, that's my philosophy and how I would build a team. But the way this scoring is based, I'm also considering like wide receivers are worth 5.25 points.
See, I don't know what this is. I don't know what this percentage thing is. I honestly am
Okay.
looking at that going, what the fuck is this? I don't
So
know
what that is, so what they do is they take each grade each week, and then they times it by that 5.25%. And then that's going to be what they get for points that week.
So I'm screwed because I didn't know the rules. Cool. Cool.
Just like in my league last year.
Rules.
But no, offensive tackle is like the third highest point. Center is fairly low. That would be 2.9%.
Oh my
so
gosh.
you can wait on a center.
I should have waited.
Quarterback is 9.78%. So that's why people went and got quarterback early.
But look, I'm not spoiler.
But I agree with you.
Spoiler, if anyone's watching this and I've already had this I already knew I'm taking Lamar with my next pick. I decided I've got my offensive line.
So Lamar was in my eyesight, but you texted me and said, "Yeah, I'm probably going to go to Lamar here," and you didn't take him. No, on the other one, a couple of rounds ago, I was like, he already told me I can't take Lamar, and
you can take him. I don't care.
I don't want to be that person, but I was between him and Trevor Lawrence, so I went with the future. Well, I guess Lamar could have been the future too, but I went high because a running quarterback PFF isn't really going to grade very high. So
I know that's why. Well, I'm going to double down and get it because you have to have two quarterbacks. So my plan is to get Lamar, and then possibly get somebody in Mac Jones or somebody that is accurate that may get a good grade because of his accuracy. You have to look at that stuff.
Yep.
So. What's running back score? Gosh, I didn't even know. Nobody told me this. I was uninformed. Redraft
3.44. You have to look. There's rules and everything. You have to look into it.
Don't read shit.
You have to. There's this button that says help.
I don't do this on a computer. I do it on my phone. When you say you're up, I literally open my phone and go, okay.
And I'm pretty sure Dave told us last week about the whole percentage thing.
Who's Dave?
He's kind of a dirtbag.
Oh, okay. What's kickers get? Kickers get like 1%. I hope.
1.11%.
What's a punter get? Punter can't get anything. 1.1.
0.77%.
Yeah, I was about to say. What's a safety get? Because I took Winfield high.
You did take Winfield high.
Yeah.
3.78.
Yeah.
But guess what? Every safety is going to get that 3.78. And if you have one of the top ones,
which I
guess
do.
what? Yeah, you do. I love him. But then your defensive line is Nick Bosa, Josh Allen, two really young, great DNs. And then you also have Dexter Lawrence, another young defensive tackle, and Grady Jarrett. I don't know how old Grady Jarrett is.
I think
he's 29.
Yep. So,
yeah, you got a veteran in there, someone that's going to be probably very good for PFF. And then you got some really young guys in there. Yeah. And then let's see what else you did. Antoine Winfield, the safety. You got Kendall Fuller, the cornerback, and Fred Warner. So you're really building up that defense now. And then let's go.
Grade? What would you grade me? Be honest. I don't care. I honestly don't care about. I mean, I'm not going to say I don't care about this league, but I'm just learning. I'm just having fun with it.
Well, here's the thing. If you're building a Madden team right now and you're going to play them like a real team, I would give you fairly high. You got a really good defensive line. You have the face of your defense in Fred Warner. Mm-hmm. You took care of all levels on your defense. Your offensive line stacked. All you're missing is a quarterback and weapons. And in Madden, you can fill those in later. But in this, necessarily, I'd probably give you a B just for the fact that you're missing the top position, and wide receivers fairly highly rated as well at 5.25%.
I can find those guys. I'm not worried about those guys.
But at the same time, look what I did. I took a tight end early, and they're 3.39%.
Yeah, I haven't even looked at tight ends. I haven't even looked at a tight end.
I'm just trying to do what I would do to build a real NFL team and what
let me look
like.
at your team, because I've looked at nobody's team. I wouldn't even know I wouldn't even know how to look at anyone's team.
So to start, I have a team in my notes on my phone that I ideally would like to build. And I did this from the gate before anything happened, just if I was going to build a team. And I have backups for everybody on there. And so my number one guy, and he's been my number one guy for a while, loved him in the draft process, Rashawn Slater. So I was happy you took who you took, because then that allowed me to not even think about him and go Rashawn Slater. So he was my first pick. I went Max Crosby later because I got my left tackle. I want to get my defensive end, the guy to get the quarterback. I got the guy to protect, the guy to get him.
Looks like he copied me, because I was thinking the same thing.
I know.
I want to get the guy to protect my quarterback, and the guy, even though it's not real life, and the guy who can get the quarterback. Yeah. That was my main goal.
And it's funny because you went the tackle first, and then on the wraparound, I got the defensive end first, and then you got the defensive end after that.
Mm-hmm. Bosa was always on my mind, by the way. He was always on my mind.
I was between Bosa and Crosby, and the thing that won for Crosby was Bosa's injury history.
Yeah, I know. I get that. But high ups, I think he's a higher upside player.
Oh, for sure.
I just love him.
I nearly went Bosa just because Crosby just popped last year. Like, came out of nowhere, destroyed it, and then Bosa's just been steady.
It's kind of like I don't want to. Who was that Tampa edge guy who just went crazy? Shaq Griffin, right? Yeah. And like kind of like faded away. I didn't want to do. I wanted a bona fide stud. So that's what I got.
And then I got Joey Mailata. A lot of the tackles started going in the second round, but Mailata, very young, really good up and coming tackle for the Eagles. I got Kyle Pitts after that. That's my guy. Mm-hmm. I had to take him, and I felt like he would have gone quickly because Mark Andrews went in the second round. So I was like, I got to get him early. And then I went Brian Burns. He was actually in my phone, my other defensive end I wanted. So in my phone, it was a Nick Bosa and it was Brian Burns. So Max Crosby is who I got, and Brian Burns. Patrick Surtain, I think he's going to be one of the best corners in the league in a couple years. So grabbed him. And then I went off wide receivers. I got the veteran guy that I think is going to put up good PFF numbers. And then I got the long-term receiver that I think is going to be a very good PFF receiver and a long-time really good receiver. I just have to worry about injury history with this guy.
So you had Godwin and Smith.
Yep.
And then you went Trevor Lawrence. And then
Zion Johnson, who I think is going to be possible Pro Bowler his rookie year this year, who plays right next to Stanley. And then I went Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah, another big draft guy I liked. He's a cover guy. He can come down and tackle really well. He's basically a really good safety at the linebacker position. And then Elijah Vera Tucker was my last pick. Where are we at on here? Another guard. Again, another draft guy that I fell in love with. I got a lot of rookies, and I got a lot of guys in the draft a couple years ago. So
you're young and hungry. I like that. I'm tanking. Yeah. I'm tanking for my quarterback. Tanking for somebody. There's a linebacker. There's a linebacker coming out this year who didn't get invited to the Heisman last year. He's the best player in the draft. Put my name on it. I don't know his name though.
I don't know his name either.
He's the best linebacker in the whole world in college. I only know this because I watched nothing but Madden videos all day today, and they're doing showing you the draft updates. Like, oh, I'm doing this draft guy.
Oh, you're talking Will Anderson?
Yeah.
Hey.
What's to say? Let's just say, for example, Desmond Ridder balls out. Let's just say, right? And Atlanta gets the first pick still, though. When they go,
Desmond Ridder's not going to ball out.
I'm just saying. I don't think he is either. But what if the Jaguars suck again, and then they get this guy? Then all of a sudden they got the guy they just got this year. Then they got Josh Allen. Then they got this freaking stud young linebacker. Like, Jacksonville could build something there if they tanked again. But I'm just saying that's just something. I only know that him because of Madden. So.
No, yeah, I mean he is a really good linebacker, but yeah. What is your overall thoughts on this whole platform at this time?
I think the platform needs an app. But I use MFL. I use my fantasy league, which that doesn't have an app that works correctly.
Yeah.
But they have a good user friendly for me. Maybe I'll get used to it. But I think once you draft a player, he should go straight to your roster.
Yep.
I think you should be able to trade in the draft process. Maybe you can. I just can't figure it out. And what's the roster? What's the $300 money I have? What does that go to?
I believe that is for free agency.
I feel like that if we're gonna do free agency, that some of these players need contracts. Like we should be able to sign them to contracts, which I know they're working on. I know this is like the first year, but why not? Because how do players get to free agency? That's my. If you have a guy and there's no penalty ever to drop him, why would
there's
you
not a lot of information on the actual settings of the league. Like, I don't know where to find anything on the settings of the league. I know that there's a 60-minute timer, which we kind of need to speed that back up. It's weird that the league commissioner doesn't have a lot of say in what happens. Like, he can't revert a pick if someone makes a mistake. It's just the pick. And then,
didn't Kyle get auto-picked?
Yeah, Kyle was auto-picked just for the fact that he wasn't around this week. And then, like, your draft time, he has to be there to start it, even though he has in here it's at 11 a.m. Like, I feel like you should auto set, okay, every morning 11 a.m. the timer starts. Every night at 9 p.m. the timer stops. And you should be able to continue to pick, but the timer should stop.
Yeah, I definitely agree, man. But hey, let them work it out. This is.
Oh yeah, I'm a big fan right now. I love this. I love the process of this, but it's just things to work on.
Yeah, I'll get more excited when I take skill players because I'm missing that. Like, I'm not excited to take any of the. I wasn't excited to take any of these guys. Like, I wasn't going, oh yeah, I got Winfield. I was just like, oh, I need a safety here, because if I can't name another safety other than Winfield, Derwin James. Like there's not many I can name off the top of my head, and I'm sorry guys. You know what's funny about this? When I was younger, 15, 14, 16, 20, in that area, we'd watch football with my grandpa, and he'd be like, he didn't know anyone. I'm like, yo, that's John Lynch. That's Rondé Barber. Like whatever. And he's just like, yeah, that 20's gonna get him, or 20 got an interception. And it's like that's me. Now that's me. I'm like, and I go, Grandpa, you watch this every week. How do you not know their names? How do you not know I know everyone. It's just once you get older, and maybe you find other things that you interest and whatever. I like football. I just don't know their names anymore. I know offensive names.
And I'm right there. I used to watch the Cowboys religiously, like that. And when I had a free second, I was watching videos on DallasCowboys.com and all this other. But right now, like, I'll keep up with them, but I can't tell you who is on the bubble for the roster right now. I can't tell you any of that. But when it comes game day, I'm going to be able to tell you every starter, and I'll be able to watch them.
I can't for the Dolphins. Honestly, I'm like, who was that stud DE they drafted? Phillips? What's his first name? You know what I mean? Like, I know his last name is Phillips. I can't remember his first name.
Jalen.
Then there's Holland, the safety. He's awesome.
Javon Holland.
But I don't know his first name. See, that's the thing. Is like I'm like, am I terrible? Am I a terrible fan?
No, I know those names just because of the draft process. Like, I know the prospect, so.
Like, Christian Wilkins, I know he's still on the Dolphins, but I couldn't tell you Jerome Baker, because he's really fast in Madden. I know him.
Jerome Baker. Isn't he
He's a linebacker for the Dolphins, or if he left, I wouldn't know.
I also believe Jerome Baker is a defensive backs coach in the NFL.
I don't know. Have you been watching Hard Knocks? I know we got to get to the AFC East, but I do want to ask.
No, we can get to that. No, I haven't. I really want to, but I haven't. I don't have HBO. I have no HBO, so I haven't watched The House of Dragons, and I haven't watched this.
I'm watching House of Dragons after this podcast. That's the plan. So my analysis on Hard Knocks, and we'll get to the AFC East after this, is they are going to be. I love Amon Ra because of how.
Oh yeah,
he's got a chip on his shoulder now. He can name all 16 receivers that were ahead of him in the college. Like, And then you start naming all these people. Tutu Atwell. Like, get the fuck out of here. But my other takeaway is Jared Goff ain't that dude. He'll never be that dude. They will never go anywhere with him. My third takeaway is Aiden Hutchinson's family is the worst family of all time.
Really?
I hate them all.
Why?
Just imagine any white, privileged, blonde family. Just imagine that.
Really?
Like the girl. So they were at they're just super blonde and super white and super privileged and rich. They're just so
Well, the dad was an NFL star. Well, he wasn't
yeah.
an NFL star, but he played, I believe, in the NFL, and he was a Michigan star.
So they were at the preseason game, and the sister is like, "Oh my god, this is so much different than going to Michigan, because it's inside, and yeah, it's inside."
Just because
shut the fuck up.
Just because she's ditzy as hell doesn't mean the family is white privilege.
They're sitting around the table having their mimosas, breakfast.
Yeah.
So what's it like being a professional? He's like, I don't know. I just he's cool. He seems like he's down to earth.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't know. I just got there. She's like,
Yeah.
but you're there now. What's it like? He's like, I'm just. But you do see where he's kind of cocky and arrogant, where he's in the tub with another rookie, and they're like, he's like from not even from America or whatever. I forgot what he might be. I don't know. But he's like, yeah, I went to Memphis, but I got offers from Michigan, but I went to Memphis instead. And Aiden's like, Memphis? Why the fuck would you go to Memphis? Are you stupid? You should go to Michigan. And the guy's like, dude, I don't know. I just went to Memphis. Like, they offered me a starting position. I went to Memphis. It was fun. Memphis? Who would want to go to Memphis? Like, shut the fuck up, bud.
You gotta think he's a.
No, it's just
his
so.
dad was a star in Michigan, and that's all he knows is Michigan.
It's just the cockiness of that whole family, which is whatever. You have to be a cocky, arrogant person to be in the NFL. But God, I can't stand the family. Oh, and my last point on this is they're going to be the most penalized team in all of football because that coaching staff has no control. They're too loose. They're having too much fun. There's not going to be much discipline.
It's funny because our buddy Brett on his show, he was talking about the same thing, Hard Knocks, and we went back and talked about the Senior Bowl and how Deuce Staley was a little he was having a little bit too much fun out there and in practices and everything. And in my mind, when I was listening to it, I was like, yeah, he was having a little too much fun at night too. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, that just be their mentality is just let's have fun and we're players coaches,
Yeah, but it's gonna when you let the inmates run the asylum, it's not gonna be.
I don't know if Dan Campbell would do that though. I don't think he would let them run the asylum.
It just seems like he's the one who is doing the up downs with them and doing the drills with them. He calls over Aiden in one of the episodes. Like, Aiden, come over here. All right, how you feeling? Feeling good, coach? Cool, man. Keep it up. You're doing awesome. Just talking to him like a buddy. Not really giving him any direction, just pumping him up, which is good. But he's never disciplining anyone.
That's his motivational style.
And it hasn't worked.
It hasn't? You don't think it has?
Dude, last year was a disaster.
I don't think it was a disaster for them. For what they had? For what they had? No, I don't think. I think it was a good year.
If you think that's a good year, then...
For that team, it was a good year. You lost your quarterback.
For the NFL, a good year isn't, oh yeah, pat on the back, you won a couple games and you almost won a couple more. You need a win in the NFL.
For that roster, it was a good year. For the coach, it was a good year because they fought non-stop. It wasn't a gimme game every week, and that was an ugly, bad roster. It really was. Like you said, Jared Goff was the quarterback. He had no receivers to throw to. The running backs are decent, but the offensive line wasn't that good. They had no defense, so
I'm rooting for them. It's going to be. I think it could get ugly fast.
Yeah, and they're still building, but if they play like they did last year and the never give up mentality, which says a lot about the head coach, I think they're going to they're going to win more games than they did last year.
I feel like Tomlin in Pittsburgh is a player's coach. Yeah. But he knows when to when the lines, nobody crosses the line with him. You know where the line is. I think with Dan Campbell is there's no line. So I feel like they can get a blurred, and it could be a situation where I bet you Dan Campbell this year will call out Jared Goff publicly. I just feel that coming because they're not really I don't want to say this in a bad way, but because I want to run through a wall for him.
Yeah.
Right when he speaks, but I don't think the coaching style is there. I think it's two player. Like he's still in that player world where he thinks he's still a tight end.
Well, the good thing is, as a head coach, if you're making them run through a wall for you, let the staff down be the disciplinarians.
But then
you don't have to be a disciplinarian.
You're not watching Hard Knocks, bro. These guys are just clowning around out there,
And that might be the problem. That might be the problem. They have no one that's disciplinarians. Like, yo, get your shit together. We need to be on point for coach. Like, look what he's doing for you. He's out there running sprints with you, all this other stuff. Like, that's the problem then. Yeah, they don't have that disciplinarian from what you're saying. But anyway, let's get into we have, 8 minutes left? Let's get into the AFC East real quick.
Who's running this show? Dan Campbell? Is that how we are tonight?
I'm waiting for the other guy to become more disciplinarian. So, who is your worst quarterback situation in the AFC East?
God, this one's so hard, man, because we know who the number one is. Yeah, we know who the number one is.
I know who last and number one is.
Yeah, but I know who you're going to say last. I'm going to have to say, if I have to pick a last, it's going to be Zach Wilson.
No.
It is for me. I know you're going to pick Tua, which is okay.
Yeah, it's Tua.
For me. I think Tua is more accurate. I think Tua has more confidence. I think he played in that big atmosphere at Alabama, gave him that confidence with all these big ego receivers around him and running backs around him. So he can handle that. He can handle a Tyreek. He can handle Waddle. He did before. Yeah. Whereas in Zach Wilson, even though he comes from a little school, he's in New York. He looks scared as hell every single day. Every picture I see, he looks out of place.
He just looks young. Yeah, he looks young.
He's got the cannon. I feel like if he went anywhere else, he would be better than he is. I think the pressure is going to get to him, but I do like him.
He also went into a kind of bad situation for a quarterback to get put into.
I know.
But I think it's Tua. I just think the talent alone, Tua is the worst quarterback in the division. I think another Jet quarterback in history, Chad Pennington, is who I always compared Tua to. And you throw Chad Pennington in this list, and I would probably have to put him last too.
Chad Pennington got the shitty Dolphins to the playoffs. Now it was him alone, actually, by himself. I was going to say someone else stepped in, but no, it was only him. He was the guy. That team was a shit show, and they still are. But when Chad Pennington came around, he was accurate. He made right decisions, and I think Tua can do that. I think Tua can find the open guy. He's not going to throw deep. He can, but he's not going to.
I don't think he can find the right guy. He might be able to find a open guy or a slightly open guy.
He'll find the open read, and he'll make the open throws. Where Zach Wilson, he will get sacked. He will get frazzled. He will try to run, and he will hurt himself. And then we'll see Geno Smith. We'll see Joe Flacco.
Well, the issue also for Tua is he holds on to the ball too long because he can't read the defense very well. So,
but he's not going to have to. He's not going to have that choice. McDaniels is going to scheme Waddle and Tyreek and all these guys open.
That's what's going to need to happen.
And it will.
And we'll get to that wide receiving core later.
Yeah,
but it's going to quarterback-wise, too.
Well, look at the whole room. Bridgewater's in there too.
Yeah, Joe Flacco. Super Bowl winning Joe Flacco is in New York.
Yeah, I'll take Joe Flacco at this point. But still,
the great Mike White is in New York too.
Yes, so that means our number 2 is Mac Jones. We line up on that one. Yep. I feel like Mac Jones. So last year, I'm like, God, Mac Jones is too fat. He's out of shape. He doesn't care. He's a party guy, very arrogant. But then I'm like, wait a minute, he's the Patriots now, so all that shit's gonna stop. And I feel like people are like, oh, he can't throw downfield. He's not going deep. If you look at Brady's early years with New England, He did the same damn thing. Same damn thing. And you know what happened? He got comfortable. And then Bill Belichick let him throw. And
Yeah.
then, he went off. But the first 4 years of Brady's career, he was a manager. People forget that. Some
Yep.
people on our network weren't even alive when he won a Super Bowl. And I watched it. And I was in almost, 2001? 2000? No, 2001. I was a sophomore. I was a sophomore in high school.
I was in middle school. I still remember I couldn't watch the Super Bowl that year because I was at my mom's house. She didn't have cable. But I remember being like, "Oh, Rams are blowing this team out. The Patriots? Are we kidding?" And then my dad came to pick me up that Sunday night, and he's like, "No, the Patriots won." I'm like, "What?"
Wow. So I was a genius from the start. I was in our Riverview High School newspaper, interviewed for the sports section, going, because remember 9/11 happened.
Yeah.
And I said, literally, once they made the playoffs, I said, this is a setup. This is scripted. I've always been that way. I said 9/11 happened. They're the Patriots. They're going to come out as a team. It's fucking scripted. They want people to feel unity with the Patriots. They're going to win the Super Bowl. I was in the school newspaper. And it's funny, the person who wrote it is my wrestling co-host, and he actually found the paper about a year ago, and he posted it on Facebook. I'm like, there it is. I fucking called it before they won it. Fucking all set up, man. It's all set up.
And then obviously our number one quarterback is Josh Allen. I mean, he was the first pick in the All-22 draft. He's just really good. Did you watch him in the preseason game last week? He had one throw. I don't know if you saw my tweet, but it was shades of Tony Romo out there.
Oh, nice. No, I might have seen it. I've been off Twitter for a while as well. But I will tell you this. Josh Allen was my main dude from the start. I'm so happy he came out. I was picking him in my fantasy drafts all day long, getting him at great value, and I'm so glad he panned out because he is great.
So, this running back group in the AFC East, what do you take of that? Let's start last to first.
It's so hard. Do you go quality over quantity? Because it looks like the guys in Miami have at least 4 guys that could tote the rock, where the Jets, you don't really know how many you have. The Patriots, same thing there. And the Bills, same thing there. So here, and this is going to be controversial. So I'm just going to get it out there. Bills are last. I'm thinking the Bills are last. I don't like the way Singletary really runs the football. And this might be a product of their offense where Josh Allen just takes everything, so it doesn't matter. James Cook is going to be something, but I don't think he's going to be something special. And Zach Moss is just a piece of shit.
Are you ready for this take?
You're going to go Dolphins. It's fine.
I think James Cook is the best running back in this division. No, I do. But for me, as of right now, just because you don't know what's going to happen, it's probably the Jets is the worst running back group in there. Breece Hall is unproven. Michael Carter, Tevin Coleman's old, Ty Johnson. It's an okay group. You put them together, you can get some running yards, but I'd probably say the Jets.
They're my number 3, for sure. Same reasons. Reese is unproven, and then you have, Michael Carter, just a guy. I hope he does well. It's weird. It's weird that he can keep Javonte Williams off the field in college, but he can't keep Breece Hall off the field in the NFL. People are thinking it's kind of weird.
I love Michael Carter. I really do, but I think he's best as a back by committee. I'm probably this is tough. I'm probably going to have to say the Patriots for my number 3.
Yeah,
just for the fact.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Damian Harris, Ramondre Stevenson, a lot of hype. I know PFF loves Damian Harris, but
it's my sleeper. Don't tell people, man. That's my sleeper.
Ty Montgomery. How many teams
does he win me that league, by the way?
How many teams does he play? I don't know. Ty Montgomery might do something because Cordell Patterson came out of nowhere, did what Ty Montgomery should be doing right now. So hey, you never know. But
They're my number 2 if I had to, just because Damian Harris can run the ball heavy. He can make plays. He's just so boring. And then Ramondre Stevenson, he's explosive. Give him a chance. Give him a chance. I think he's going to be special. I think he's going to overtake that job. I think he's going to be their number 1 running back before the end of the year. No
and
doubt in
then
my mind.
this is tough. I'm probably going to have to go to the Dolphins with my number 2 team.
Nah.
Just because I do like Raheem Mostert. I think he's a great running back. Chase Edmonds, I think he's a good change of pace back. Sony Michel, go Dogs. I love Sony. But what has he really done? He has a lot of potential.
I'm putting them number 1.
Yep.
Because Chase Edmonds, like you said, gosh, there was a stat I heard. I wish I wrote this down, but we're not a stat show. But God, the stat for Chase Edmonds in that kind of offense with McDaniels, like I guess some zone schemes that they run. Every time they ran that in Arizona, that same zone that they like to run, he's like the number 2 best running back of all time. So I want to see what he does there. Sony Michel, solid. Like I feel like he can be the touchdown scorer. Raheem Mostert, we know his breakaway speed. It's just, can he stay healthy?
Yeah.
And Gaskin is not a bum. He's probably like not going to make the roster. I don't know. How can you keep all 4 guys? How can you?
But then you go and look at Buffalo, who you had as your worst running back group. Devin
Zach
Singletary
Moss is a straight up bum, dude.
Zach Moss is their goal line guy.
It's a shitty goal line guy. They better their goal line guy is Josh Allen.
James Cook is, in my opinion, he's the best running back in the entire division.
Unproven.
He is unproven. Tywin Jones, good running back. Duke Johnson, he's a really good running back. As far as a backup goes, I'd take him as a backup any day. I like that group, and James Cook isn't unproven to me. I know what James Cook can do. I know he is Alvin Kamara, and he might not produce like Alvin Kamara because he doesn't have that contact balance that Alvin Kamara has, but he can do everything Alvin Kamara can do. And I really do think at the end of this season, we're going to look at James Cook as the best running back in that division. In
the Dynasty League, I traded James Cook for Dameon Pierce and Zamir White.
I would have kept James Cook.
That's what people are telling me. Well, no, a couple people told me that. But I think, in this league specifically, my running back one was James Cook. So I really needed depth. I didn't have a second running back.
I do think Zamir White will start this season.
I do too. And I think he's going to produce more fantasy points than James Cook. I think because we're talking fantasy now, but I think when you get down to the red zone, it's Josh Allen rushing or Josh Allen throwing. It is very rare that a running back scores an offensive touchdown on that team. That's why I went. That's the difference. That's why and I know they may have never had a James Cook. I definitely get that. But I'm not playing those odds.
Where James Cook is going to be is receiving yards.
Yes, and in the red zone, it's been proven Josh Allen does not dump off.
I get that.
He is going to either run it in because he's the white Cam Newton with a better arm, with a better accuracy. And Josh Allen's a Hall of Famer.
I don't think Alvin Kamara needs to score a touchdown to have good fantasy points.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does. Because let me tell you, 3 years ago, he was a disappointment because he only scored like 5 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Very next year, he scored like 15 touchdowns. Boom, he's already back up top. He needs touchdowns. He doesn't get the rushing yards that you think he does. And
I think James Cook would get the rushing yards.
I hope so. I would hope so. Hey, look, I'm hoping he turns out pretty good because I still have him in a couple leagues. I just don't think he's the best.
James Cook is nowhere near what I would say he's the receiver that Alvin Kamara is, but he's a better running back than Alvin Kamara. 5-star out of college or a high school.
Then he should be a first-round pick in all fantasy leagues.
Well, he didn't get the opportunities. He didn't get the opportunities in college, so people really don't know him. Zamir White and him split carries, and a lot of people liked Zamir White as the number one guy. And when you watch the film, and if you're a fan of Georgia, you're like, okay, James Cook is the better overall running back. But nevertheless, let's move on to the receiving cores. Who would be your number one receiver?
Oh, you want to
or
go
number
one?
the last. Sorry,
All
last.
right, last. This one's is it easy? Yeah, it's easy. It's the Patriots.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
the Patriots. It's Nelson Aguilar. It's like the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, the toys that nobody wants. It's them.
yeah.
Nobody wants Aguilar.
What
Nobody
is
wants
that
Kendrick
called?
Bourne, the Misfit Island or something. Nobody
Yeah,
wants Devontae Parker. It's all of the top first round picks. Or Kendrick Bourne wasn't a first round pick, but Devontae Parker was. Nelson Aguilar, I think, was up there high. These guys are all scrubs. Hunter Henry and Jonnu really,
they
really need to show out. But other than
they
that,
do have Lil Jordan Humphrey. So
yeah, and you know what they do, and they have Jacoby Myers, who's a decent possession guy. But
yeah,
seriously, they have no playmakers on that team.
no, they don't. Devonta Parker can be a playmaker
He can,
if he's healthy and he wants to be one.
yeah, but he doesn't want to be one, and he's never healthy.
But I agree with you, Patriots. Let's go to number 2. I would probably put that with the Jets. Corey Davis, what are you going to get out of him? Elijah Moore, I like Elijah. He's a really good wide receiver. Garrett Wilson, you don't know what you're going to get out of him. And the more I'm looking at this, I might be lying to myself. They might be number 2. Because then they got Denzel Mims.
Get the fuck out of here. That's why they're my number 3 as well. They are my number 3 because all they have is Corey Davis, who's bleh. You got Elijah Moore, who's a great playmaker, and we don't know what's up with Garrett Wilson. I want him to be a stud. They're, Conklin, Uzuma, great additions at the tight end position. Conklin is so underrated. He's going to be so good for Zach Wilson.
Yeah.
No
they
doubt
got Jeremy Ruckert too, who's unproven, but I like him. And they got Wesco, another good tight end.
So we're tied. We tie at 4-3, 2-1. I'm curious because I have my one locked and loaded.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, it's an obvious one.
It is. It's so obvious.
It's the Dolphins are number 1 in this division.
It's the Bills.
No, it's number 1 is the Dolphins.
It's the Bills.
Are you kidding me right now?
No, I'm not.
Oh,
I'm
my
not.
goodness.
I'm really not. You can go and explain yourself because I can explain myself all day.
Tyreek Hill, one of the best playmakers at wide receiver.
Yep.
Hands down.
No doubt.
Then you got Jalen Waddle, who is one of the best playmakers that come out in a while.
No doubt.
Cedric Wilson, as a Dallas Cowboys fan, he's a great slot receiver. He's going to get open. He's going to find the soft spot. He's a really good slot receiver.
No doubt.
And then you got Preston Williams. He's a guy that can step in and fill in for anybody. I'm a big fan of that. They also have Mohamed Sanu.
Yeah.
And then you look at the tight end position.
Yeah.
Mike Gesicki.
Yeah. I know who they are.
Gesicki is a weapon. Real tall guy.
Is.
He should be a touchdown monster. I don't know if he will be, but
they target Waddle in the red zone. They don't target Gesicki in the red zone. It makes no sense.
And that's a quarterback thing. But if I was to pick any team that I was going to say, okay, I'll grab that receiving group and put it on my team in this division, it's going to be the Dolphins easily.
Did you see they traded Shaheen and then he didn't pass his physical and he had to come back?
Shaheen?
Yeah, well, it doesn't matter. Here's what I hate about the Dolphins. Fantasy wise, they have 3 white receivers that all weigh like 88, 86, and you're like, and you roster Gesicki in fantasy, so you're like, fucking yeah, touchdown. But then it's like fucking Adam Shaheen or Matt Collins or Hunter Long, and they all look the fucking same. They're all wearing the 86, 88. Yeah. They're all like jumbled together. Fuck them, man. Get rid of them all. Just keep Gesicki because it's stressing me out having all these tight ends that catch touchdowns that are not Gesicki. But that's why they're my number 2. Number 1's Buffalo.
That's why they're your number 2?
No, I just think you got Diggs, who's elite, just like Tyreek, so they cancel each other out.
All right.
Gabe Davis, we don't know what Gabe Davis is right now. We don't know. It's an untapped potential. We saw what he can be.
We do know that Jalen Waddle probably should have been Offensive Rookie of the Year last year.
Probably. Then you have to look at their supporting cast. Jamison Crowder. I don't care what you say about Cedric Wilson. Jamison Crowder is a more proven veteran wide receiver who can move the change, and he's gonna replace that Emmanuel Sanders, Cole Beasley role where he's needed. He's not gonna make the big plays, but he's gonna be solid safety net for Josh
Yeah.
Allen. Khalil Shakir, one of my favorite players out of the Senior Bowl. We all talked about him. He's going to be a super. He's so fucking crisp with his routes. I think he is going to be an impact player day one. Right? Dawson
Yeah.
Knox, touchdown target machine, so good in the red zone. There's so many pieces to this offense I love. Isaiah McKenzie, I would take him all day on my team. I just think that they're well-rounded. Where the Dolphins are very top-heavy, whereas the Bills are top-heavy and they're middle-heavy and they're low-heavy. Like the last of their roster is heavy. Everyone on that team could step up. If Crowder goes down, don't worry, we got McKenzie. Shakir's that team is loaded with offensive weapons. Bottom line.
See, I think
let them unlock OJ Howard because we know that's untapped potential as well, and we know tight ends come out they're not good in the first 3 years. OJ Howard has had no chance to succeed, 0 chance. Let him go out there and succeed. That'd be awesome.
I think Tyreek Hill is a better receiver than Tyreek Hill and them cancel each other out. Gabe Davis, Jalen Waddle. I don't even think that's a competition.
It's not. It's not a competition.
I think Waddle is better, hands down.
Yep.
I agree with you, but I do think Cedric Wilson will be a more consistent receiver than
but you named
Jamison
Preston
Crowder.
Williams though. You named Preston Williams.
I like Preston Williams as a backup number 4 receiver. Yeah, I like him.
Will Shakir have more pass receiving yards than Preston Williams this year?
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No, I promise you he won't.
Dude, Preston Williams can't stay on the field. I used to love Preston. He can't stay on the field.
And then they also have this guy, Braylon Sanders, who we all loved at the Senior Bowl. So
I didn't love him.
You didn't love him?
I didn't love him. He's not my top 3. He's not my top 3.
Is he Ole Miss or SMU?
SMU, that's Danny Gray.
I think this guy was he might have been Ole Miss, but he was really good. Braylon Sanders was very good at the Senior Bowl.
I didn't see him. I saw Danny Gray, SMU, plays for 49ers now. I love that guy. We saw Calvin Austin, who plays for the... Where did he go? Where did Austin go?
Calvin Austin was...
Where did he go? He went to another team with a small receiver, I think. And I'm like, God, they don't need 2 small receivers.
He went to Memphis?
Yeah, I know. Oh, why would he go to Memphis? Why would he go to Memphis? That's a dumb spot. Should go to Michigan. Fucking Aiden Hutchinson.
And he's in Pittsburgh right now.
Pittsburgh.
But Braylon Sanders, he went to Mississippi, so he's an Ole Miss guy. I think he was a late add to the Senior Bowl. And he was a guy that was just... Everyone's like, wow, he's making catches left and right. He's looking really good.
Speaking about the Senior Bowl, real quick, isn't it crazy how Dobbs wasn't that good in the Senior Bowl, but he's like the top rookie right now in the world? Everyone's just dying over Dobbs. Everyone. I can't take it.
You think he's the top rookie right now?
No, he's not the top, but he's just getting all this love. Like, he scored touchdowns in preseason. He's a training camp. Like, we saw him in the Senior Bowl. The dude couldn't even run around.
Oh, I know. But did you see Isaiah Likely? Have you seen him, the tight end?
Yes, he looks so good. He looks so good. I wish he went somewhere else.
I know, but I think he's in a good situation as far as he can move around. He can be a piece. He's a real good blocker. Play in the slot. He can play in the backfield. But anyway, let's move on to offensive lines. Are you going to be ready for this one?
Yeah. Last place, Jets. They lost back.
Ooh. You think they're last place?
Yeah, they lost their best player.
They
lost their best player.
I don't know if he was their best player, but
they lost their best offensive lineman. I know they got Vera Tucker there. I understand that you love him, but let's be real. He's their best offensive lineman. I know. I don't care what you think. I'm just telling you what I think. Yeah, I'd probably just say the Jets just in the fact I'm trying to look at who they have right now.
And I don't know. I can't do that. I'm not a big fan of what the Dolphins have going on.
No, I was
Like,
going to say they're third.
I know Teron Armstead, really good left tackle, but what do you guys have from there?
Nothing. Nothing.
Exactly. At least I know that the Jets have Lincoln Tomlinson, Elijah Vera Tucker. They also have Dwayne. I mean, they have Dwayne Brown, but they have George Fant. I like at a right tackle position. They drafted Max Mitchell. I like what they're building there. I don't like what the Dolphins are building currently. So for me, it's probably Dolphins then the Jets. For you,
Okay.
it was Jets Dolphins.
Just because of the injury. If that injury never happened, I know that's one thing, but I really feel like, just like the Bucks. Well, we're not talking about the Bucks, but you're only as strong as your strongest link, right? Or your weakest link, or whatever the fuck that term is. When you lose your best guy on that line, you might lose some. What's that thing called? What's that thing called when you guys work together?
Cohesiveness.
Cohesiveness. There you go.
You guys have Connor Williams as your center,
So good.
yeah.
So good.
Then this is tough. From here on, it's tough. I'm probably going to go Bills, number 2, and then Patriots number 1.
Yes.
They're looking at trading Isaiah Wynn. Have you heard that?
Nope.
So
Patriots.
teams have been calling. Yeah, a lot of
That's
teams have been calling Isaiah Wynn.
They'd rather be 1 year before the downfall. They always do
Yep.
it. So don't blame him.
And he's got value. He's a free agent next year. They're trying to get something for him. A lot of people are saying 4th round pick. Cowboys. He's going to have a high roster price. I would love for Dallas to do it. They have a lot of money, but I don't know. We'll see. Georgia guy. He needs to play guard. Defenses.
Ooh, this one's easy for me. Last place is you go first. I always go. I've been going first this whole time. I'm not going to steal your stuff, though. I have my list. I promise.
Yeah. I would probably say last place currently is the Jets. I'm not a big fan of what they have going on. They spent a lot of money in free agency a couple years ago. They all got hurt. Their secondary is garbage. What do they have at linebacker? I know they have a little bit of talent up front, but overall, garbage. Who do you got?
Jets as well, because the other guys, like the Bills, I want to say, here's what I wanted to do, but I'm not going to do it because I'm not a troll. I was going to put the Bills because if you can't stop any team, I don't care if it's Joe Montana, I don't care if it's Dan Marino, with 14 seconds to go, if you can't do that, then you are the worst defense in the history of the world. But I think that was coaching. I don't think that was the players. I think the coaching fucked that up. So I'm going to go with the Jets, then Bills third.
Okay, I am going to go.
Even though they added Von Miller, I get it.
Yeah.
Still, I like the Patriots and Dolphins way more.
I'm going to probably go Patriots number 3. I like what the Bills have there. I think they got a young team. Sean McDermott as their head coach, defense coordinator. I don't really care for what the Patriots are doing on defense, so I'm just going to go Patriots number 3, and then I'm going to go Bills number 2.
Okay, so we both have Dolphins number 1. That's exciting.
Yeah, Dolphins have a very good defense.
Yes, they do.
So, yeah.
That's been like their mainstay. They've always drafted well defensively. Phillips, like we were going through Holland, like out of nowhere, he's awesome. Their corner, like Xavier Howard, just underrated year after year after year. So good. This team could lock up. That's the only chance they have is to lock up their division rivals. They can never beat Josh Allen, but maybe this is the year. Maybe this is the year the Dolphins finally get a win over Josh Allen, but I doubt it. Looking good for that defense.
And I think you guys have the second best secondary in football.
I can't argue that. With Holland back there, Howard, just
Byron Jones.
Yeah, Byron Jones, just so good.
Yeah. So, next week
Who's the other? Hold on. Who's the other corner? Who's
Nick Needham or safety? Brandon Jones.
Yeah. Brandon Jones, fucking beast.
Next week we're gonna be talking about the best division in football, the NFC East. You're excited for that, right? I
swore we did that one already. No, we didn't.
Nope. beginning conversation, you're like, why don't we start with the NFC East? And I'm like, well, let's finish it off on our two favorite teams at the end. We can talk about them. And then I believe that's going to open us up for one free week without football.
Oh,
because football starts on, what, the 8th or the 8th, right?
Yeah.
So we'll come back and we'll just do a complete, standings.
Okay, predictions.
Yeah, we'll do a prediction.
Offensive Rookie of the Year, MVP.
Yep. We'll do that. And then, yeah, I'm excited. Are you excited for football to start?
Yeah, man, I'm over. Like, I have wrestling now because it's good now because Vince McMahon is gone. So wrestling Monday, Wednesday, Fridays. I'm fucking busy, but I'm sitting here on like other nights. I'm like, God, I wish football. Like Sunday, yesterday. What the fuck was I doing? Watching Fast and Furious reruns. Like, get the fuck out of here. I want a football.
I've never seen one Fast and Furious.
You're crazy. You're crazy.
Yeah, I've never seen one.
I'm just so ready for football. I'm ready to on Monday morning to turn on Good Morning Football, even though the new host sucks.
She does. But it's hard. I will say it's hard to go after. What's her name?
It's so funny today, and I know we're gonna close it out. We're late, but they were doing like a game today. We're like, okay, here's the guy's name. Give me hints on who it is. And Kyle Brandt, who's very intense, he does that. He runs. Yeah. He was partnered with her, and he's like, "Who am I? Who am I?" She can't give, and you can tell he's just like, "What the fuck?" Like you can see in his eyes, he's like, "This fucking bitch sucks." Like you can just see it in his eye, and I'm like, I feel so bad for Kyle Brandt right now.
The thing is, I don't want to. It seems like she's trying to be so much different than what they had before, because she's just trying to be one of the guys, and she's trying to fit in with the guys too much. And I feel like it's a fake personality. I'd like to see her just be herself.
I just wish. I mean, what is Kay doing now? I'm not saying that she needs to go.
I don't know what Kay's doing. She did such a fantastic job hosting that show.
She did. My friend brought it up. A good observation. I never noticed it, but I should have. It's funny. He's like, so the girl's always in the back, whatever host it is, the girl. Then you got Kyle Brandt and Peter Schrager up front. And then you always had the random black dude in the corner. Yep. It's like, why can't they just get why can't – it's always two white guys, white girl, random black guy. It's like it's the worst system ever.
Nate Burleson. It's because Nate Burleson.
I know, but what I'm saying is you can't have a white dude back there and a black dude up front. Like, I don't understand it. Do
you know who I think would do really good? And it's a hard thing to find someone that's going to live in New York and stay full-time on that job because everybody wants to be West Coast. But I think Adam Rank did a really good job the week he was there. And I think he would be really good on that show. But she is going to be the host of the FanDuel shows.
Who is?
Yeah, the FanDuel is reportedly planning a 24-hour network set. That'll be live sports with Kay Adams.
Wait, she left NFL Network? I didn't know she left the network. Yep. I thought she was just going to do something else, like go on the Sunday show or something. That's crazy.
And she will be hosting a morning show on the network.
No, I won't. I like Kay, but I'm not going to tune in just for her. I'm still going to.
Yeah.
I tune in to Good Morning Football for Kyle. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, Kyle does a really good job.
If they ever lose him.
But that core group, they're losing. They're being picked apart. That was just an all-star group right there.
Oh, of course it was. And it's a shame that now that I work from home and I can watch it every day, I don't get the all-star treatment anymore.
Nate Burleson, I watched it for Nate Burleson because I thought he did such a good job, good insight, and he was just so smooth with what he said and so he was fun to watch.
But Nate's on the morning show on Sunday, so we still get to see Nate. I thought that's where Kay was going, man. But anyway, let's wrap it up.
Mugs and Balls, all platforms. Remember, All-22, all-22.com. You join that. Use Beer22 in promo code. You get $20 off. It makes it from $52 to $32 or $50 to $30, something like that. You save a lot of money, almost half. And it's fun. We're having a blast doing it. So join up. Josh Kimmel, Josh Wingate, Again, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Mugs and Balls. What do you have for us if you have anything at all?
I do, but I don't know if I said this last week. But nothing.
You left it on me last week.
Okay. This is a good one, guys. Fantasy football season coming around. Nothing ever comes from a sleeper except for dreams. And when they wake up, they're already gone.